What up guys, how you guys doing? I'm Talis and we're back with another how to slice. In today's how to slice video, we're going to be checking out some awesome box code. So let's go. So this is the Ice Elemental Dragon. As you can see, this is a really nice model to print. And in this video, we're going to be checking out the best print settings to print it. So let's go. As you can see, this is a model that has multiple parts and it is a assemble model. So right here, we got the body. As you can see, the chest right here, the jaw, the horns right here, and the wings, and a little bit of his teeth to attach to the head. So let's take a look at the best print settings. So right here on layer height, we're going to be reducing this value to 0.16 millimeters. This way, by reducing this value, we're going to have more layers to print. It's going to take more time to print, but we're going to have a finer and better quality. So this is great. Going over to vertical shells, we're going to be leaving at 3 just to get a really rigid model, because if a kid throws it in the wall, it's not going to break. Over here in infill, we're going to be increasing to 10% just to get a dense model with a gyroid infill pattern. Going over to brim, let's analyze if this model really needs brim or not. For the body, we got a solid surface of contact to the build plate, especially on right here. This is a built-in support. So it's a support that comes with the model. This is really nice because it's really easy to detach and it's going to turn into a really nice model, actually a really nice result. The parts, so brim is a really nice feature to increase the surface of contact to the build plate. This part does not need any brim. This doesn't need any either. The horns, they're quite tall and doesn't have the best surface of contact to the build plate, so it could be a good candidate to add a little bit of brim. The jaw, I would add some brim too, but and the teeth that are not really big. I would add brim if when to print this model, but we were able to print without any brim because this model can be printed without any brim, especially if you print on some smaller and really low speed. But you do not need to add any brim to print this model if you do some things. So first off, always clean your build plate with some isopropylic alcohol or detergent just to get a really clean surface to print on. Dust and oils from your finger will impact a lot the bed adhesion. So make sure you clean it really well. Have a really well leveled printer, because if you do not have a really well leveled printer, your first layer is not going to come out nicely and you're not going to have a solid layer to hold your printer to the build plate. So always clean your build plate, and I would recommend for articulated models to not add any brim because they're quite hard to remove. What you can do is add a fine layer of glue stick. And if you still have some bed adhesion issues, I do recommend adding brim to individual pieces. So not add brim to this model, but just to the horn and the jaw. But this is optional, so feel free to do so. Going over to support material, this model does not need any support material because it's optimized for printing. So as I have shown before, the model already has some support, some built-in support, so we do not need to add. This is a assemble model just to help with the support parts. Right here on speed, we can be printing this model at the standard print speed, especially for Bambu Lab printers. Just make sure, I always recommend slowing down a little bit of the speed, because it's better to print let's say one time than having to print 3 times with it failing because you're trying to print really fast. Right here, a good tip on small perimeters: if you reduce this value, it's going to reduce just on small parts, so such as the horn right here. Let's say the T right here, it's going to decrease the value to print it. This is going to help a lot with some finer and little spots that need a slow print to get a good cooling and a good result. So now we are ready to slice, and make sure that your first layer is at a low value, because as I've said before, the first layer is the most important layer. So let's slice. So as you can see, we have slice and it's going to take 21 hours and 13 minutes to print. As you can see, it turned out really nicely. So with all of the layers, and if you go over to speed, you'll see that it reduces the speed while printing small perimeters. As you can see, the horns right here and some small parts. This is going to help a lot with our print. So feel free to reduce this value to as much as you like. So grab a really nice film that you have laying around and print this model. Make sure you print more models in the same build plate when printing in multicolor to get a lower proportional waste of filament. So enjoy a lot. So the models are ready to print. Make sure you check out stlflix.com for more models like this one, and I'll see you in another one.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STLFlix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.